Welcome to the Football Show on PLZ Soccer, sponsored by Arnold Clark. I'm Peter Martin, absolutely delighted to have your company on our show. We're back for the new season and delighted to see on this Friday, Alan Ruff and Barry Ferguson are here in the studio with me to talk all things football. Last night's Europa League certainly at the top of our agenda. Then we'll look ahead to the start of the new season across all four divisions in Scottish football. First of all, though, let's look back at last night. Out of the three clubs in the Europa League, two through to the next round, one sadly falling at Turf Moor. I'm talking, of course, about Aberdeen, who lost out to Burnley. It was a brave performance, Barry Ferguson.
Yep, it was. It wasn't a great start for them. They lost an early goal, but they get back into the game with a fantastic goal for my young nephew Lewis. Delighted for him. And then I thought they held their own. I thought it was a good performance for Aberdeen, and I read Derek's comments after the game. He was disappointed it wasn't a 3-1 scoreline, and I didn't think so either. But Aberdeen can hold their heads high because I thought it was a good performance.
Yeah, just before I get Ruffy's thoughts on it, I mean, your nephew's goal was something special.
Yep, he must have been watching clips of me.
No, I did actually think it was genetic.
I was absolutely delighted. What a finish. I mean, that's his first senior goal as well, so a great way to get your first goal in professional football.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Ruffy, I'm gutted for Aberdeen because you wanted to see them go through. You certainly on the basis that sometimes I think, you know, Scottish football is not rated down there. Not that we need any justification or any confirmation for them that we should exist. But nevertheless, it wasn't a great game. It's not a pretty game. Burnley are not a pretty sight to watch.
No, they aren't. But I think of all the teams, I think they had the hardest tie of the lot. You know, obviously, with the players they've got at their disposal. No, I think Aberdeen were superb, and I think again. The boy Lewis had some fantastic saves. You know, I think he's going to be a big player for them. But no, I think Aberdeen will hold their head up. I think it's just the disappointment of being knocked out again so early. You know, it seems to happen to them year on year now. I think the fans was like just a wee extended run in Europe, you know, just to get a taste of it.
Yeah, I don't think we should get into any sort of, you know, the glass is half full at the moment, Barry. Some people are just jumping the gun and saying, oh, Scottish football's back. It's on the way back. It's getting better. But, you know, we could still be at the end of August with, you know, one, possibly no clubs in European football.
Yeah, listen, I totally agree with you. I do think we're getting better, but we don't want to jump the gun and say, oh, we are right at the top again. We've still got a long way to go, and as you says, Rangers and Hibernian are still, and Celtic, I know they're in the Champions League. We need to wait after August to see if we actually get into the proper stages. But I'm hopeful they were. It was disappointing Aberdeen getting out, but certainly the standard of football has improved for me. I thought last season I really enjoyed a lot of the games. I thought the standard of the player has come up again. So we're moving in the right direction, but I don't think we should get too carried away.
Yep, Ruffy, it ended 1-1 last night in Greece. Asteris won, Hibernian won, and it was, you know, great for Hibs because John McGinn got a great goal that really settled the nerves. Yeah,
well, I think the way that game ended in the first leg, I think Hibs took a lot of confidence for that. Obviously, they were poor with the goals that they lost in the first leg, but again, the young Liverpool goalkeeper here had a fantastic night last night. Okay, he had a bit of a howler the week before, but he certainly made up for it last night. And it'd be great if Hibs and Rangers could get into that group section, you know, playing all these games. You know, the fans would start getting excited again, and we would keep talking about our teams in Europe a wee bit longer. Yeah, absolutely. John McGinn, though, the talk of Brighton, other clubs closing in, is that just a wee bit of kidology from, you know, Hibs trying to force Celtic's hand here? Well, I think if it is Brighton, there'll be more money involved. You know, I think Lenny would get near the money that he's looking for. I don't think he'll get that money off Rangers, but certainly an English club with the amount of money that they've got, that might just be the deal. And also, they're a massive club. Yeah, you mean Celtic? Yeah. They won't get that money. Yeah, but you said they won't get that money off Rangers, but you mean Celtic. I know what you mean. Sorry. Anyway, it's just that it's your age and your new haircut, may I add, which Barry and I have been looking at. I mean, that's the shortest haircut you've ever had. Yeah, well, we're obviously out doing a film shoot the other day there, and I was beginning to look like Donald Trump. So.
It's the
It's
same
a
colour
bit
as
windy.
Donald Trump.
It's a bit windy.
Listen. I know it's the same colour because you're putting a colour through it now, aren't you, Ruffy?
No, that was an extended holiday. You know,
Oh, have a word with yourself. I've already spoken to your hairdresser. Come on now.
Listen, I'm hearing there was a wee bit of lemon juice put on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
that was an Asa Hartford trick.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll use every trick in the book, let me tell you. Let's get on to a positive note for Rangers. It ended 1-1, and again, great to see Rangers getting through there.
Yep, I watched the game. As it says, I was going between that and the Aberdeen game, but predominantly I watched most of the Rangers game. One thing that jumped out at me was the effort and the commitment of the Rangers players. I know at times they could have kept the ball better in certain areas, but that's something that they can work on. But I seen a Rangers team that was willing to run through brick walls last night. That was the thing that impressed me. And that was something for me last season was missing. I think it should be a given in football that you've got to give 100%. I never seen that last season for the Rangers team, but I certainly seen that last night, that a team that's willing to work for one another and work for the club.
Yeah, well, the manager, Steven Gerrard, definitely shares your view on the performance of his men.
Talking doesn't win you football matches. It doesn't get you results. And sometimes it doesn't help your players. It just motivates the opposition. And we thrive on all that kind of talk. We enjoyed it. The players come out today and played like men. And we done our football. We done our talking on the pitch. So I'm absolutely delighted with the players. And now it's all about dusting ourselves down now for the big game of the weekend.
Yeah, that's a fair reflection of Steven Gerrard there. He was just having a pop back at Osijek, who'd clearly started to voice their opinion that they were a better side ahead of it. Talking on the pitch is the key here, Ruffy.
Yeah, man, I think all managers have got to talk up their team. I think that's what he was doing. He was trying to get you the belief in his own players that they could go to Ibrox. And as Barry said, it was a decent game. And fortunately enough, Rangers got the goal in the first leg, you know, because if that had been the first leg last night, one each, going away in the second leg, it might have been a wee bit of a worry.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it wasn't a worry then, Ruffy, because in the end they got through, which is the key for it. I don't think it matters about performance. I think it's just get through.
Yeah, do you know what, Peter? I've said it plenty of times. For me, it's results just now.
Yeah.
I think performances will come. There's a lot of new players. There's about 10, 11 new players, and there's also 2 or 3 going to come in as well. So it's going to take time for them to gel. But for me, it's all about getting results and getting through.
Yeah, I agree with you. As far as one player in particular, listen, Steven Gerrard was a great midfielder in his day, and he was heaping praise on Rangers midfielder Ryan Jack.
We're going to have moments when it's a bit turbulent and its back's against the wall. But that's the reason why we've brought leaders and characters in like Alan McGregor. When you need him to be big, he's big. We brought 2 centre halves in who've been outstanding. I thought Ryan Jack's performance today, I'm jealous of his performance as a midfielder. I thought it was stunning. And now, people are feeling us. People know that we're not a soft touch and we're not an easy touch. And I think the way to judge it is not many teams will come here as good as them. So we've passed 2 very, very tough tests in the last 7 days. In a short space of time, how long we've been together and the amount of changes we've made, I'm very happy.
Yeah, high praise indeed on Ryan Jack.
Yep, he'll be reading the comments this morning and be absolute buzzing for obviously the manager. He was a top midfielder. I was impressed with him last night. He came in for Aberdeen and he got a bad injury and missed a lot of games. But he came in last night and he impressed. But for me, I know Steven Gerrard says he was man of the match, but for me it was Alan McGregor. Some of the saves he pulled off, and I says it when Rangers went to sign Alan McGregor. For me, he's going to win you 10, 12 points a season. He's a big player, but we'll go back to Jack. Good to see him back in and playing well.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's switch from the Europa League now and turn our attentions to the start of the Premiership season. Really looking forward to it. Of course, the title flag will be unfurled at Celtic Park ahead of their opener against Livingston. And Brendan Rodgers has mentioned, Ruffy, that he wants a bit of improvement from this side on the basis of what they achieved last season. That's, he's clearly not happy with how it all finished.
No, I don't think he was happy with some of the press last year. People were very quick to pick up on points dropped, but obviously Brendan said that any points that were dropped, because of the opposition, not because of them. You have to give them credit. But no, I think he'll want to get another lead again, because obviously we know Rangers are going to be stronger than what they were last year. So you've got to, when the league starts, you've got to, first 3 or 4 games, try and pick up maximum points, and that's what they'll be trying to do.
Yep, okay. The manager himself knows what to expect from Livingston, and of course, their new manager.
Now, I watched them last season, a few times. I think David Hopkins done a great job with them over the last few years and getting them promoted, and it's been a great journey for them. Kenny's obviously taken on that mantra now, and very good first job for him. Obviously, probably looking to combine it with playing, but he's going to learn a great lot about management and obviously player management. And like I said, he'll want his team to be able to be competitive. So we expect, a competitive game tomorrow, and like I say, we will have to play well to win.
Yeah, Kenny Miller, his heart will be beating that little bit faster. Yep. Of course, he's got to show all his experience off the park and on it.
Yep, I'm sure he'll be a sleepless night. First Premier League game in charge. But listen, I know Kenny very well. He'll be confident. He's an experienced player. I'm sure they'll go there. Listen, let's be honest, if Livingston go there and open up a bit and they go against Celtic, I think Celtic will easily win the game. But Kenny will go there with a game plan. He'll be working knowing Kenny, he'll be working all week on playing a certain system just to frustrate Celtic, and hopefully he can go and get a point.
Yep, Celtic against Livingston. Here's how it all looks in the Premiership as far as the games over Saturday and Sunday. Celtic Livingston, the opener there at 3 o'clock. Hamilton Hearts, Kilmarnock against St Johnstone, St Mirren Dundee. And then on the Sunday, Aberdeen against Rangers. What an opener at Pittodrie, 1 o'clock kick-off. Hibs against Motherwell at 3 o'clock on Sunday as well. So with that in mind, when you look at those games, a couple of things I want to get your thoughts on before we start to discuss Aberdeen Rangers, is quite simply, on the Saturday, you've got Motherwell there, and they've suffered the loss of Cedric Kipre. He's gone to Wigan for £1 million.
Yeah, I was reading there that the manager has got more than that to worry about. He's got quite a lot of players out injured, which you don't want at the beginning of the season. As I said earlier, you want to start the game with 3 points. You want to keep the fans on board. So yeah, of all the teams, I think he's the one that's feeling it a wee bit the most. Obviously Bowman's out as well, so it's a sore one to lose such a big player so early in the season, but £1 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely, and it could give them maybe 2 or 3 players. It's the difference between maybe the 7th place of last season, if they can convert that into that top 6. Who knows? I'm going to get you guys, hopefully you do know your 1, 2, 3, and maybe who's getting relegated and who's going to be in the playoff. And I might as well warn you to, let's have no shenanigans. It's the first programme previewing the season. Let's have no shenanigans about who you used to play for or who you're a director of. Okay, Ruffy,
right.
Keep that in your mind as we look at the other matches in there that are well worthy of our focus. Hamilton against Hearts. I don't know. I mean, it was only Inverness, but Hearts looked impressive. I'm looking forward to seeing how they play against Hamilton.
Yep, made a lot of signings. Craig Levine says, I think 4 or 5 weeks before the end of the season, he was looking to bring in 10 players. He's went and done that. You had spoke that you had been at the game. I think you were at the game and watched the game. I actually went home and watched the highlights, and it did look impressive. Some of the players that I'll be honest with you, I didn't know much about, I hadn't heard of, but they look impressive. And I think they'll be looking to, obviously they've got to improve for last season. I thought at times they were really disappointing watching them. So I'm expecting big things for Hearts after that performance. I know it's Inverness, they're in the Championship, but I thought some of the football they played at times was exciting. And going to Hamilton, where I think Hamilton could struggle this year. They've struggled to bring in players to fill the void left with 3 players that have left that were main starters in the team. So I'm looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward to see how Hearts perform.
Yeah, absolutely. Will they lose Kyle Lafferty? Will they then go and try and tempt Ian McCall with a bid for Lawrence Shanklin? Is that the type of player that could do it at the Premiership level for them?
Yeah, I think you've seen players in the lower divisions. I think Dundee in particular, they took the two boys for Cowdenbeath and everybody went, wow, why are you taking people for that division? And they went up there and they've moved on to bigger and better things. So if you can pick the right person, that certainly has got something to prove. And the boy you're talking about at Ayr United, Shanklin, he has got something to prove. He's been, moving about all over the place since he left Aberdeen. So I'm sure if he is the one, Hearts will have him watched and will have to make their mind up whether he can step up to that level again.
Yeah, Killie against St Johnstone. Kilmarnock boss Steve Clark says, look, it's time we started promoting your game. I don't think he needs to lecture us. We've been promoting it relentlessly for the last 5 years. But he says it's time that maybe quite a few others, stop looking at what's going on down south and concentrate on what's good about Scottish football.
I totally get that. I totally agree with him. As you says, we're always promoting it, and you always hear things, it's not as good as down there. Well, I think we'll go back to the Aberdeen game. Aberdeen held their own against a Premier League team. That shows you that we are moving in the right direction. And I totally agree with Steve Clark. That's what we should be doing, is promoting our game and forgetting about what's happening elsewhere. Yeah,
Tommy Wright's got to pull a rabbit out of a hat again. Ruffy, I would suggest to you that maybe St Johnstone could be the right fit for Tony Watt to settle down and score some goals.
Yeah, well, every time he's went to a club, we've all said and agreed, we know he's got a bit of pace, we know he can score goals, and even when he went to Hearts we went, right, he's found it there, this is the place he's going to start showing everybody what he's got, but it never worked for him there. So Tommy Wright might be the guy, who, I don't know what at all, but he might be that kind of player, and Barry's met them as well. He maybe just needs somebody to put an arm around him and just say, look, forget about the past, this is the start, and let's see what you can do, and they might just get a trick out of him.
What about, I think this could be his last chance, because he's had a number of chances. I mean, I've met him a couple of times in 8 years, a likeable guy, and he's certainly got ability, there's no doubt in my mind. Just hopeful that he can go there and he's found the right place and he can get back playing and scoring goals.
Yeah, absolutely. St Mirren against Dundee, Ruffy. The new boys, I think, will take, it'll be a different type of St Mirren. I was looking forward to seeing how Jack Ross, still can't get in that shoe, he's got that in my head. I was looking forward to seeing how Jack Ross would get the team playing from the positives of playing good football in the Championship to trying to play football that gets you points here and there. Now we've got Alan Stubbs in. There could be a little transitional period.
Yeah, but I think St Mirren will know exactly the teams that they've got to take points off, and that means Dundee. I think St Mirren will be a bottom six side, but if you can take points off of all the other teams that are down there, then there's survival in the cards there. And they certainly have some exciting players that can score goals from lots of areas of the park.
Yeah, and the former West Brom midfielder Adil Nabi's been added to the midfield for Dundee in a short-term contract for Neil McCann. He needs to find someone that can be creative in that area.
Yep, he's been working hard throughout the close season to try and bring in the right players. It worries me when you sign somebody in a 6-month contract though. Does that tell you something about maybe his fitness or his attitude? Because I know what Neil's like, he'll not accept somebody with a bad attitude and fitness levels. He was always one of the fittest players that I'd played with. So it worries you when you bring somebody in a 6-month contract, but it can also work for you. That means the guy needs to go and prove that he's good enough to earn a longer term contract.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to get your predictions shortly on the games and who's going to win the title and who's going down. On the Sunday, it's Aberdeen against Rangers. It's game of the weekend, Ruffy. The Rangers captain James Tavernier mentioned what an opener this is.
I think Maribor got through, so next Thursday at home, we've got two games to get through, so we've got a tough game this Sunday where we start the league, but we've got great belief in the squad that we can any day that we put our minds to it and the desire that we put today, we can beat a lot of teams. So, we're obviously going to look forward to next Thursday. Yeah, it's obviously going to have tired legs on Sunday. Obviously that'll be a little bit better for us, but we're still going to go up there even if they didn't play extra time. We're going to take our game to them, and we want 3 points when we go up there.
Okay, the test starts now. Aberdeen Rangers, who wins it?
Rangers. Because I think they'll win it 2-1. But if you're asking me as a player, this is the games you want to play in. I would rather take a hard game to start the campaign, and there's no harder place apart from Celtic Park is to go to Pittodrie. You know what the relationship is like between the two clubs, and do you know what? I'll tell a story about this team. As I said last night in the Europa League game, they showed a great attitude and a willingness to work. Well, we'll need to do the same up here and roll the sleeves up because it's a difficult place to go. But I fancy them and I like the attitude about this Rangers team.
Yeah. What about Hibs Motherwell, Ruffy? Who wins that one? Motherwell with a blow, but I know it's as Curtis Main says, he still reckons there's competition there on that Motherwell side.
Yeah, I think there will be competition, but if the manager's going into print and saying, look, we're not as in the right frame of mind, which players out injured and what we'd like to be, you have to say Hibs winning the European game, everybody will be on a high for that one. But again, it's how they cope with coming back off that European game.
Yeah, who wins?
Hibs for me.
Okay, Kelly St Johnson?
I fancy Kilmarnock. Listen, it's going to be a big ask for them to do what they done last season, but I still think they've got good enough players, and I think they'll beat St Johnstone.
St Mirren Dundee?
I think I might have to sit in the fence in that one. I think I'm going to go for one each.
One each. Hamilton Hearts?
Hearts.
Yeah, okay. And let's not forget Celtic against Livingston, Ruffy.
Yeah, the Barry's already touched on it. It'll be interesting to see how Livingston set the stall out. But at the end of the day, I think Celtic will win maybe 2-0, 3-0.
Okay, of course, in the programme we'll feature various one-to-ones from time to time. I caught up with Scott McDonald, the former Dundee United, Celtic and Motherwell striker, yesterday, just to get his thoughts on who he thinks is going to win the league. And of course, he still thinks he's a free agent. He still thinks he can do a job regardless of his age, 35 now.
It's been proven that an older, experienced pro can still do the business. You look at what Chris has done. It's been phenomenal. Chris Boyd at Kilmarnock the last year, finishing top scorer again. It just shows you the golden oldies have still got something to give. So, look, that's up to other people and what their opinions may well be. And if they deemed that I was, someone that would, help them out. But again, that's up to other people.
Still thinks he can do a job, Ruffy. Do you think so?
Yeah, well, he scored everywhere he's went. Obviously, at that stage of his career, he maybe needs somebody up front with him. A sort of a foil. And yeah, I think if there was teams out there looking for a proven goal scorer, I think I saw him saying once he doesn't want to go down the divisions.
Yeah.
I think I read him. I think he'd want to stay in the Premiership.
Okay, let's have a look at the other divisions just to see what's on offer in the Championship. There you have Ayr United against Partick Thistle. Will they be buoyant after the announcement of a new director there in the summer? We're about to find out. And Barry and myself are certainly looking forward to prawn sandwiches in one of the key games when it eventually arrives. There's Dundee United, Dunfermline, Falkirk Inverness, Morton Queen of the South, Ross County, Alloa. In League One, it's East Fife Dumbarton, Forfar Airdrie, Montrose Arbroath, Stennismuir Brecon and Stranraer Wraith Rovers. And League Two, this is what's on offer: Annan Elgin, Berwick against Stirling Albion, Clyde Cowdenbeath, Edinburgh City against Albion Rovers and Peterhead against Queen's Park. So that leads me nicely to your predictions. Who wins the league, Ruffy?
For me, it'll be Celtic again.
Number 2 and 3?
I'm going to go for Rangers to be second and Hibs to be third.
Barry?
The pressure's on Celtic. I think, listen, it's early doors for Rangers. I think they'll have a good season, but I think Celtic will be too strong. Rangers will finish easily in second place this season for me, and Aberdeen will finish third.
Okay, there you have it. Predictions straight to the point. Hopefully you've enjoyed the programme. Join us on Monday if you can on PLZ Soccer. Good night.